Think about this for a second. You're talking to an AI, you interrupt it right in the middle of a sentence, and it actually stops, listens, and adjusts to you. Welcome to this explainer. Go ahead and grab your coffee, get comfortable. Today, we're putting all that sci-fi stuff aside, right? We're just going to look at the practical, grounded facts of how these new tools actually fit into your busy daily routine. We're focusing strictly on what these systems can do for you right now, today, to save you some serious time and mental energy.
Honestly, that is the single most surprising fact buried in all these recent technology updates. We are totally done dealing with those stiff, robotic commands. We're talking about a tool that finally interacts the way you and I do. So let's dive into exactly how this works and, more importantly, how you can actually use it. Okay, part one, the end of awkward pauses. We all know the pain of older voice assistants, right? You ask a question and then just face this long, awkward pause. Well, to fix this, the new technology uses something called full duplex, which is simply a system that can listen to you and talk to you at the exact same time. You don't have to wait for the computer to finish its sentence before you start yours. It's actually constantly processing your voice, even while it's speaking back to you. You know, in the past, talking to a device was kind of like using a walkie-talkie. You had to press a button, speak, let go, and then wait for your turn. It was super rigid. Now, because it's listening and talking simultaneously, it genuinely feels like a normal phone call with a friend. It naturally follows your pauses, your little corrections, and just your natural train of thought out loud. Let's look at a real, everyday example to see how this actually helps. Imagine you're in the kitchen. Your hands are completely covered in flour, and you've got your phone sitting on the counter. The AI is reading a recipe out loud to you, but then you suddenly realize, oh no, you're out of baking powder. You just speak up and interrupt it, totally hands-free, and ask for a substitute. It immediately stops reading, listens to your problem, and gives you the alternative. It adjusts without missing a single beat. So that's your first big takeaway. You can finally talk to your tech without waiting for your turn. It's such a massive upgrade to our daily routines because it just removes the friction. You don't have to adapt your communication style to the machine anymore. For once, the machine has finally adapted to you.
Moving on to number 2, your private information organizer.
Shifting gears a bit from voice interactions to managing all that overwhelming paperwork we deal with. If you've ever worried about AI giving you false information, this feature is definitely for you. Systems like Notebook LM use a process called being source-grounded, meaning the AI only uses the exact documents you upload, preventing it from making things up or pulling random unverified stuff from the internet. It strictly anchors every answer to the text you provide.
This solves a really common household problem. Just think about all the messy inputs we deal with. A never-ending barrage of school calendars, really complex medical forms, or those ridiculously long policy PDFs. By uploading these into a grounded system, you can literally turn that chaos into clean outputs. The AI acts as a reliable filter, transforming a massive stack of overwhelming paperwork into, say, a clear weekly schedule, a simple checklist, or an exact answer to a very specific question.
Let's look at how this helps with family organization. Let's say this school year just started, and you get handed a dense 12-page policy PDF filled with dates, rules, the whole shebang. Instead of getting out a highlighter and hunting through the pages, you just upload the document. Then you ask the system, hey, what exact days is the school closed for holidays this semester? And you get an instant, accurate answer based strictly on the document you provided. No guessing, no searching the web, just the facts right from your own file. So, your one-sentence payoff for this section is this. It's a personal assistant that actually reads the paperwork for you. It takes that whole cognitive load right off your plate. You no longer have to be the sole archivist and researcher for your household's administrative tasks. You just hand over the raw material, ask a plain English question, and boom, you get back the exact information you need. All right, number 3, your real-time commute checker. Let's combine the vocal capabilities we talked about with information parsing to help smooth out your morning routine. To make this work, the technology uses a capability called delegation, which simply means the AI pauses to go search the internet for current information while keeping your conversation completely open. It realizes it doesn't know the answer off the top of its head, so it takes a brief moment to go check live data for you, just like a friend would check their phone if you asked them a question. Here's a real, everyday example pulled straight from recent demonstrations of this tech. Let's say you're busy getting dressed for work.
Without even picking up your phone, you ask the AI if there are any delays at your specific train station. The AI delegates that task, searches the live transit updates, and tells you the trains are running right on time. And while you're tying your shoes, you ask, "Hey, how about the rain this afternoon?" It checks the local weather and confirms, "Nope, you won't need an umbrella today."
Your payoff here is incredibly practical. You get real-time answers without ever looking at a screen. For a busy adult just trying to get out the door, this is so useful. It completely removes the need to stop what you're doing, unlock a device, open 3 different apps, and squint at a screen. You just ask your question out loud and get on with your day.
And finally, one step to take today.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from natural voice interruptions to organizing messy documents and checking real-time data. But information is only really useful if you actually use it. And I want to reassure you, you do not need to learn a dozen new technical skills to get started. You don't need to learn how to code, and you certainly don't need to change your entire life. You only need to try one simple thing today to see how grounded practical AI can reduce just a tiny bit of friction in your life. So here is your straightforward homework. Find one messy document that you already deal with. It could be a long recipe, a school schedule, maybe even an appliance manual. Go to a secure, source-grounded tool like NotebookLM and simply upload that one document. Then ask it one specific, practical question. Ask it to list the ingredients, or find a specific date, or tell you what that weird error code means. Just watch how it pulls the exact answer directly from your file. Once you see it working with your own documents, the utility becomes crystal clear. It's no longer just hype. It's a quiet, capable tool sitting right there on your desk. Because at the end of the day, the magic isn't in the complicated engineering. The magic is in the fact that you can talk to an AI, you can interrupt it, and it actually stops, listens, and adjusts to you. So looking at your desk right now, what is the first messy task you're going to hand over to your new assistant today? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.